What up, athletes? Welcome back to my channel. That's the train line road heading northeast towards the traffic circle at Sheriff Street. That is a continuation of Middleton Street, which is called Lamaha Street at this point. So beyond this point, it's Lamaha Street. There's Station Street and Shell Road, Kitty, in this vicinity. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk along Middleton Street to show you the eastern edge of Kitty. Alright, so what has happened in the past is I've actually done some tours of all of the streets in Kitty, but I neglected to show you the eastern edge of this part of Kitty because the train line separates this part of Kitty from the west part of Kitty. Now this intersection is Campbell Avenue, right? It's Campbell Avenue. East of this intersection and west of this intersection is Sandy Bab Street, and we're on Middleton Street, right? So we're going to be walking on Middleton Street, and that's Sandy Bab Street heading west, and that's Campbell Avenue. So I've actually shown you this part of Middleton Street before in a previous video. I think we've seen this building being constructed. It's a multi-story residential building. We're gonna go past this in a second. But on this side, that's Kitty, right? This is Kitty, the eastern edge of Kitty. And on the other side, that's Campbellville, right? That's Campbellville's HealthLink Pharmacy. So that's how you get these buses that run Kitty Campbellville, because they actually came all the way through Kitty and Campbellville. There's a school here, there's construction, so all this is Kitty. I'm showing you the Kitty side of Middleton Street, and on the Campbellville side there's the bakery, Royal Bakery, and then there's this new multi-story residential building that was under construction the last time I was here, but I think it's closer to completion now, although I'm not sure that it is occupied. Yeah, it's kind of a office tower setup. Looks like an office tower, but it's in a residential neighborhood, which is why I'm assuming it's a residential. Oh, there's still scaffolding on the side of it. So on the other side, it's opposite Ramakrishna Primary School. It is Tuesday morning. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Schools here open at 9. So this is Ramakrishna, and it's right now closed. It's before school. This is the new residential building. Well, I don't know if it's residential now. They're close to it. It might be a commercial building, but you can see it's still under construction. Landscaping and so on has not yet been done. So the building is still being constructed. So we're on Middleton Street, guys, and we're looking at some of the developments here on Middleton Street since the last time we've passed. This is Kitty. All right, we looked at Kitty. On the one side, so we've looked at these streets in Kitty. On the other side of the train line, but this is what it looks like in Kitty. East of the train line. Alright, some people were offended because I said this part was not Kitty, that is Campbellville. In fact, it is Kitty. And Campbellville only comes, oh, let's see. So the side of that building, you can see from the back side, or at least the south side, the building is still being constructed. Right, the building is still being constructed. Has not yet been completed. Scaffolding shows. And this is what is happening on Middleton Street. Middleton Street. That's a church. Something assemblies. And on the other side of Middleton, there is Kitty. So for those of you who wanted to see the update on Middleton Street, this is what it looks like. Now Middleton Street continues beyond Lamaha Street. As you come up to the Lamaha Street intersection. This is Drury Lane. And that lane, Drury Lane, runs all the way out to Sheriff Street. Right, so you can see traffic turning onto Drury Lane from Sheriff Street. Right, it's not too far from here. And at this point, this is the last street in Kitty. Looking at the west side now of Middleton Street. This is Kitty. Right, so residential, one of the oldest residential neighborhoods in Georgetown. That's Kitty. And the intersection coming up is Lamaha Street. Right, I don't know who decided the names of these streets, but what has happened is that Lamaha Street is the name given to this section right, that's Lamaha Street. You can see the street is still in a primitive state, and we're going to walk along it to show you what's happening in future. But at Middleton Street, it becomes Dennis Street. So this is what is happening on Dennis Street. There's major construction going on here. But I'm just going to get off Middleton Street for a bit to show you. There's a major civil engineering works going on here on Dennis Street. So Lamaha Street becomes Dennis Street. At this point, there seems to be some major construction. This seems to be similar to what is happening on Lamaha Street at Camp Street. So I just want to show you, this is what is happening. They're building a retaining wall here on Lamaha Street, which is now called Dennis Street. At this point it becomes Campbellville, and this retaining wall is going to allow for the expansion of the road. So they're going to make the road wider, and I'm assuming that this is going to run all the way back through Kitty. On the other side of Lamaha Street, that is Newtown. That is south of Lamaha Street is called Newtown, and north of Lamaha Street is called Kitty. But this is what's happening here. Major road works. I just got off Middleton Street to show you this, that they're building a retaining wall, and they're going to make Dennis Street into a wider road after they've constructed this retaining wall. And so right now the street is closed, and you can see it's a lot of heavy earth moving machinery. There's now a number of houses under construction here. Morning. So this is what is happening on Dennis Street in Campbellville, and also shows you the extent to which the roadworks continue. So this goes all the way to Sheriff Street. You can see traffic on Sheriff Street from this point. Right, that traffic is on Sheriff Street, and Dennis Street continues over that intersection. So this is what's happening here, guys. For those of you who want to see what is happening here on Lamaha Street, all of the construction, all of the road works, the road expansion, the civil engineering works, this is what is happening. They're building a retaining wall that will allow for the expansion of this road as we head back to Middleton Street on Dennis Street, and then on to Lamaha Street. So major civil engineering works being conducted here in Georgetown that will hopefully result in a wider road network. However, some people have asked me and suggested how this is going to affect flooding. As you know, a lot of these canals act as catchment for water when it rains, and when you fill in these canals to build roads, you eventually reduce the reservoir capacity, and that is why you get flooding. You're going to have to make up for it by pumping water over the seawall into the ocean much more rapidly and continuously, but I don't know that that provision has yet been made. But this is what's happening. We're back at Middleton Street. Now I've already taken a look at Middleton Street. So those of you who want to see more of Middleton Street, we've actually done that in previous videos. That's Middleton Street looking south. All right, that's Middleton Street looking south. And it goes all the way into Bel Air Park. But this is what's happening here, guys. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. In the comments below, tell me what you think about all these road works, construction, and how it's transforming the city. In the next video, I'm going to show you what's happening here on Lamaha Street between Newtown and Kitty. Later.